Is the backup center curse real? Or is Toronto about to make a brutal mistake that could haunt them all season long? We've just witnessed one of the most telling roster decisions in recent Raptors history. A young big man fighting for his NBA life while our front office weighs whether to pull the trigger on what could be the most controversial roster cut of the summer. The cosmic basketball powers have delivered us a 6'11 enigma whose developmental trajectory suggests he might possess that rare diamond in the rough gene that separates championship depth from playoff disappointments. But here's the shocking truth that most analysts are completely missing about this situation. I'm about to reveal why this decision could determine whether the Raptors make or break their championship window. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick Court, coming in hot with another deep dive for all you basketball junkies out there. Hope you're all crushing it today, rocking that red and black, and ready to get your roster analysis fixed. Here's the question that's been eating at me. How exactly does a journeyman center's non-guaranteed contract hold the keys to unlocking our entire front court future? Drop your predictions down in the comments right now, because I've been studying the numbers and connecting dots that nobody is talking about yet. Seriously, stick around until the end, because I'm about to break down a roster construction pattern that will absolutely blow your mind about how this decision could impact our championship timeline. Let's talk about Colin Castleton and the elephant in the room that's been haunting Toronto all season long. When Jakob Poeltl hits the bench, our team transforms into something completely different, and not in a good way. We're talking about a devastating negative 6.2 net rating, the worst among all rotation players. That's not just bad basketball. That's championship-killing basketball. But here's where things get interesting. Castleton isn't your typical NBA washout story. During his 10-game stint with us, this kid averaged 6.9 points, 7.4 rebounds, and nearly 26 minutes per game. Those aren't garbage time numbers. That's legitimate rotation production. The guy has skills that translate. His jump hook is money, he's got the length with an enormous wingspan, and he's more nimble than you'd expect from a traditional center. So why are we even having this conversation about him being on the outside looking in? Here's the harsh reality that nobody wants to admit. He gets bodied by NBA bigs. At 6'11", Castleton plays smaller than his height suggests. He's too thin to anchor a defense and too prone to turnovers when he tries to expand his game beyond his comfort zone. Do you think the front office is making the right call here? Or are we about to let talent walk out the door for the wrong reasons? Because this decision says everything about what kind of team we're trying to build. The numbers tell a fascinating story when you dive deeper. Castleton shot 47.4% from the field during his Toronto stint and showed flashes of that three-point range, connecting on 25% of his attempts. But here's what the box score doesn't show. The defensive breakdowns, the inability to hold position against power forwards, and those costly mental lapses that turn manageable possessions into easy buckets for opponents. The Raptors brought him back on a fully non-guaranteed deal through 2025-26, which tells you everything about their confidence level. This isn't a development project. This is a camp battle where Castleton needs to prove he belongs at the NBA level. With the team clearly signaling they want to compete next season, there's no room for passengers in the rotation. What makes this situation even more complex is the market for backup centers. Quality depth at the 5 spot doesn't come cheap, and Toronto's been searching for this missing piece for what feels like forever. Every time Poeltl needs a breather, we're reminded just how crucial that backup role really is. Are you seeing the pattern here? This isn't just about one player, it's about organizational philosophy and whether we're prioritizing potential over proven production. The eye test reveals even more concerns about Castleton's NBA readiness. His passing and ball handling show promise, but they're underdeveloped skills that lead to dangerous situations when he gets ambitious. NBA defenses are too sophisticated to allow that kind of inconsistency from your backup big. Teams need reliability in those minutes, not a project player learning on the job. But let's give credit where it's due. Castleton earned his way back to Toronto after successful stints with Memphis and Philadelphia. The fact that multiple organizations saw value in his skill set suggests there's legitimate NBA talent there. His rebounding instincts are solid, and that jump hook could be a valuable weapon against second units. The real question becomes whether Summer League and training camp can address the fundamental issues that make him a liability. Can he add the strength needed to compete physically? Can he tighten up his decision-making to reduce those costly turnovers? These aren't simple fixes. They require a complete transformation of his NBA identity. What do you think weighs more? Heavily raw potential or immediate impact? Drop your thoughts below because this debate is splitting NBA scouts right down the middle. If Castleton doesn't make the roster, it sends a clear message about Toronto's timeline and expectations. This organization believes they're close enough to contention that they can't afford developmental experiments in crucial depth roles. Every roster spot matters when you're trying to build a championship caliber team. But here's the twist that nobody's talking about. What if they're wrong? What if Castleton develops into that reliable backup center somewhere else while Toronto continues searching for answers at the position? The NBA is littered with stories of players who found their footing after getting cut by organizations that couldn't wait for their development. The upcoming camp battle will be fascinating to watch. Castleton knows this might be his last real shot at carving out an NBA career, while the Raptors need to balance potential against immediate needs. Summer League will give us our first real look at whether he's addressed those fundamental concerns that make him such a polarizing prospect. This Colin Castleton situation is way bigger than just one roster spot. It's a window into how championship-level organizations make these incredibly tough decisions between potential and production. Whether he makes the team or not, this choice will tell us everything about Toronto's championship timeline and their confidence in finding solutions elsewhere. What do you think the Raptors should do? Keep the potential and hope for development, or cut ties and search for more proven depth? I want to hear your takes in the comments below. If you're loving this deep dive roster analysis, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest Raptors breakdowns. Until next time, this is Quick Court keeping you locked in on everything Toronto basketball.